so this is going to be the most fun, quick, and simple way to farm gear in Nightmare 160, right? Because that's where you get the best gear, but obviously you don't want to have to deal with the hassle of the time it takes, right? So you want to clear the map instantly, and this is the build for that. So what you're going to be wanting to do is just copy these traits. I'll explain all of them in a bit, right? Okay, so what your main thing is Fist of Conchi, right? You want as much of this as possible because this is what's going to be doing the damage, and you want at least 1 point of this. You don't need 3, you just need 1. Because the more points you have, the bigger the size, but it doesn't change the damage. The damage is changed by the gear. And you're going to want this for self-healing, and you're going to want this to at least 1 point in this, so that you can actually add more eclipses, because eclipses are important to this, because it clears all the eclipse marks and increases damage by blah 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 per stack, right? And this makes it so it doesn't clear the eclipses, but it still does the damage, so you need more eclipses as many as you can fit in there. Now for the gear, I'm prioritizing total damage and total output boost. As you can see on my gear, all of them have at least total damage or total output, right? I'm also going to be prioritizing Avatar of the Moon God, because this is what gives the damage to the Moon God's chosen perk. And what that basically does is when you attack an enemy and you use your ultimate, right? Between the time you use your ultimate and the time that the hand appears, you're gonna want to do as much damage as possible, because between that time the damage you do is essentially multiplied. For every 100,000 damage you do, you get 7% more damage. This says 6 and 1 from the perk itself, right? So that's gonna be doing billions of damage, right? And if you have eclipses too, and for that you also want this Fist of Eclipse enhancement somewhere. I don't have it on my main gear, so I didn't take it. It's not on any good gear, right? So I didn't take it. But you're gonna want this Fist of Eclipse enhancement too, because it applies more eclipse marks for every time you punch a guy, right? And the more eclipse marks you have, the more damage you do. You're also gonna want this Fist of Conchi enhancement, because this directly multiplies the damage that your Fist of Conchi does, right? And you're also gonna want, if I can find it here, yeah, Ang Siphon. If you can get it on somewhere, that's perfect. You want an Ang Siphon, because this makes it so you have the Fist of Conchi quicker. So the more Fist of Conchis you have, the more eclipses you put, the more damage you do during the alt time, the more damage you do. And you can easily clear upwards of 10 to 20 trillion in 4 quads, right? I'm only doing solo, so it's not going to go up there, and I don't have all of that stuff on my gear yet. So another thing is, you're going to want to prioritize either crit rate, crit damage, or precision rate and precision damage. I went with the crit damage because I have more of that, but you can go for precision if you have better gear for that, right? The reason I'm saying that is you don't want to mix match. Like I have some precision rate here because I don't have the best gear, but in the ideal world, this precision rate would be replaced with that fist enhancement, right? And I would have Ang Siphon instead of this full moon, and obviously all S. But apart from that, it's pretty much good, right? So yeah, and anyway, so here is the gameplay video. Enjoy that, and you can see me clearing the map pretty easily. Oh, and the reason I'm releasing this build without actually completing all the gear myself, and is apart from the difficulty of finding all the gear, is that when I was testing this build with different gear, it was like a lower level gear, and that had Avatar of the Moon God, sure, but it didn't have overlapping shadows, which is something. Oh yeah, overlapping shadows. You might want that, but it's not really important, right? Anyway, so someone else saw that build and they just said, hey, let me just copy this, right? They just copied the build and put it on YouTube without actually, understanding the build. So they just gave you guys the wrong stats. They thought the build was complete. They didn't tell you about the Fist Eclipse. They didn't tell you about the full Ang Siphon or any of that stuff. And they just took it as it is and just threw it out there. So I'm just giving you guys a full build. You guys can experiment with it yourself. And yeah. And as you can see, I'm pretty much clearing the entire map. And this is good, right? This is very useful. You're gonna want this in any farming gear build, right? If you want to farm gear for Moon Knight, you're gonna want this. And that's pretty much all. I'm not really gonna ask you guys to subscribe or anything because this isn't even my main account. I'm just telling you guys this so you have better gear, better builds, and well, have more fun doing it. Because as you can see, me throwing the enemies around is so much fucking fun.